Well, of course, technology plays such a big part in our everyday lives now. Where would we be without it, right?
Right, and every day we're reminded, especially with last week, the passing of Steve Jobs, the profound impact that his contributions have made on every aspect of our life, really. I mean, technology is such a huge part of our everyday life. So.
That's right, and technology also really has changed the world of banking, something our friends at Option One Credit Union are reflecting on this month as they celebrate 75 years. That is remarkable.
That is, and Jerry Schmidt is here to talk to us today about how they're celebrating. Welcome.
Well, thank you. It's always such a pleasure to be on this show, and you are so right. We're celebrating 75 years of serving the local community, and when we look back on what it was the height of the Depression. People couldn't get some of the banking services that they needed. Some of the prices were just out of their reach, but yet the fundamentals, have not really changed over the years. People still want to live day to day. They want to have access to their money. They want to be able to save for a home, build a home, as we just saw on the Home Builders Association Parade of Homes, and they want to be able to save for their children's education, and all those fundamental dreams are still there. But what has really changed and what's evolving, as you said, with the passing of Steve Jobs, is the technology and how people access those funds. As we move forward as Option One, we're going to be introducing a true mobile app, so folks have access, via mobile banking. We're going to be introducing a 24/7 call center, because that's hugely important. Some folks just like to pick up the phone and see what's going on, but there's such a correlation there with what Apple has done with the technology and the different devices that they have connecting folks with entertainment and music and everyday communication. But yet when you need some personal information, you just stop into one of their stores and get that personal touch. So that's kind of a correlation where I see banking heading. So.
And it is really interesting, because I know the last time you were on, you also talked about something really important when it comes to technology, and that is the great safeguards that your credit union is able to offer us when it comes to our identity and protecting us if there is some kind of a breach in our own personal security. You guys are right there.
That's absolutely true. We have a program called the ID Safe Choice, and it's just part of our checking account, and folks, along with that, if something does unfortunately happen to them, and as we said, we're in such a technology data-driven world, things may happen, that we do offer that protection to help them restore their identity back to like a pre-event status.
And you get that just by being a credit union member.
Just by being a credit union member. And again, we talked about 75 years ago as Option One, and we celebrate 75 years and the difference that has gone on through the economy and people themselves. It's hugely important to make sure that credit unions are relevant. Next week, the 17th, starts International Credit Union Week, and the theme this year, of course, is credit unions help build a better world. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very true. People need certain things from their money, and they find that relevancy there with a credit union, so they have options.
So many people are used to using a bank, and they maybe have not gone into a branch. You can offer a lot of things and kind of help the American dream come to be reality with purchasing a home and planning for retirement.
That's true. And in the media recently, we've heard a lot about the fees that are going on. So people I think the biggest message we can provide is that there's options out there. They have choices when it comes down to their banking. They may have a bank, but boy, you need a credit union too. So.
And I think that's an interesting point that you make, because a lot of people are kind of put all their eggs in one basket, thinking, oh boy, if I have one financial institution, that's going to be it for me. But you're saying that you really do need the services also of a credit union, mm-hmm. that it's really smart to diversify mm-hmm. where you're doing your financial transactions.
Oh, I truly believe that. Yeah, credit unions wouldn't have evolved if there wasn't the need there. They wouldn't be as strong as they are today if there wasn't the relevancy there for consumers and their money. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of important that we're celebrating this going forward.
Wow, and especially like we were talking about with technology, you're really offering a lot of different programs where people can really connect mm-hmm. and stay focused on their money and their goals.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. And again, it's all part of, because as credit unions, we're cooperative, so we're member owned. So we have to stay in touch with what the needs of the consumers are. And while the dreams and the goals and the fundamentals haven't changed, it's the access that they have to have, and that's very, very important. And that's where credit unions are very, very relevant today.
Okay, so let's talk about access for a minute, because you don't have to necessarily be a member of a certain organization to qualify. Anybody could come in off the street and become a member at Option One.
That is true. Many credit unions have gone out there and changed their charter and gone to what they call community charter. And as we reflect back 75 years ago, we started out as the telephone credit union, the telephone company credit union.
Wow.
It was started by the employees of the telephone company. Now think about the telephone company and how that's evolved.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's a great correlation there on how credit unions have changed. So, yeah.
Wow.
It is really great.
It is, it is. Just making sure that you have that full access, especially in today's economy. I mean, that's so important. But what are some of the major important things, the key things that people really need to focus on right now as far as their financial institution and their money?
Oh, that's a good question. Number one, federally insured, and I think you'll find that most all credit unions out there are federally insured, so are banks, many of them. There's other institutions out there, however, that are offering financial services, and that's a really good point. They may not be federally insured. That's something key that's important out there. And then I think stability. I've read just some recent statistics, and folks are really looking for folks that are knowledgeable and someplace that they can trust, that they want to put their money. So the strength that credit unions bring to the table, along with being 75 years old like us, is truly important. People are looking for those features. And again, the right kind of products and services that fit their needs. You know, you have to think about how you access and how you want to handle your money, and then look for how those solutions and who can offer those solutions to you and provide that. So
You have a big event coming up to celebrate your 75th anniversary.
we do. Next Thursday, October 20th, we're inviting anybody, all the public, to stop in and just check us out as we celebrate 75 years. Any one of our branch locations in Metro Grand Rapids, Lansing, or East Lansing will be opened most of the day, and invite folks to stop in and celebrate with us with some refreshments and some on-sites and some things.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. We know that you don't survive in any business for 75 years unless you're absolutely doing something right, and we know especially in the financial arena, and you guys are doing so many things right. Thanks for sharing this important information with our viewers.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have you as part of our family. We got to get Collins Claire to start our very first savings account, maybe down at Option One, right?
Okay.
Good idea. Stay with us. We'll be right back.